Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Today I want to have a look at damage resistance versus damage reduction. There's actually a few comparisons I want to make, so let's get right to it. Now this character will be playing the role of test dummy, and my other character over there will be playing the role of murderer. Now one of the comparisons I want to make is Vanguards versus Overeaters. Say you have a full set of armor like Secret Service, and you are rolling your legendary modules. Should you go for Overeaters? Should you go for Vanguards? Does it even matter? And if there is a difference, how big is it? And so we're just going to use a straight bullet count system. The murder character, that one over there, that is just a non-legendary handmade. There are no damage perks at all. It's just a hardened receiver with no armor penetration, nothing like that. Because we are doing this in PvP, that's the only way I can get consistent results is PvP. It would not be my preferred way to do it. But a controlled environment would be very difficult to get a super mutant to come in here and cooperate with me. So since PvP has a damage limit, I had to remove all the damage cards to get under the limit so I could actually get reliable results. And a quick shout out to the Fallout 76 data mining Discord. They actually did answer a lot of questions I had as far as PvP, so I could actually do this test and get reliable results. Now you can see the character is at full health right now, 345 HP. As you can see, I have no armor equipped. My damage resistance is 0. The only resistance I have is radiation, which won't come into play at all for the purpose of this test. And we're going to start off with no armor, no resistance, just to get a baseline, a bullet count baseline. Okay, so here we go. No armor, no damage resistance. Okay, so it took four shots to get into a down state, 5 shots for a kill. So yeah, no resistance at all is you lose your life in 5 shots. Now, one thing I forgot to show in the beginning, I don't have any damage perks or damage reduction perks at all. I have no defensive perks at all. They're all unequipped. So for the next part of the test, we are going to use a full set of light leather armor. It's a full set of Overeaters, but it's a level 1 set. You can see the damage resistance is only 8, which is basically nothing. So all this will test is how effective a full set of Overeaters would be with no other resistances. All right, so here we go. A full set of Overeaters with only 8 damage resistance, which is basically nothing. There's 5 shots, so we've already lasted just as long, or longer, I guess. All right, so it takes 6 shots to get into a down state, 7 shots. So, okay, so we can take a couple more hits, 40% more hits with the Overeater's effect, minus no armor at all. All right, so that part of the test got me curious. So, in addition to the leather, the Overeater's armor, I've added Lone Wanderer, which gives 20%. It reduces incoming damage by 20% when you are not on a team, and this character is not on a team. So I'm kind of curious what kind of benefit that's going to provide combined with the Overeater's effect. Well, I can see on this side when I'm shooting the character, the damage is definitely less than what I'm doing, and we are at looks like 8 shots to so 9 shots to dead. So okay, so we still have basically no damage resistance, but we can take 4 more shots compared to the 5, so 9. So that's actually a pretty decent difference, just having those effects with basically no resistance. Okay, so now we are to the resistance part of the test. So I've removed Lone Wanderer because I don't want to muddy the results at all. And as far as armor goes, I'm using a 1-star Secret Service set, and they're all effects that won't have any bearing on the test at all. So I have a weightless piece, a couple of exterminators, a mutant slayers, and a troubleshooters. None of those will have any kind of effect at all. So it's basically, for the purpose of this test, is basically a non-legendary Secret Service set. You can see our damage resistance, 327, and we have no damage reducing perks or effects. So in the last part of the test, it took 9 shots to down us or to kill us. I'm assuming this will be much more effective. Yeah, the damage numbers I can see. We started off at doing 100 damage per shot with the no armor situation, and the Secret Service armor has knocked that down to 27 damage per shot. At least that's the numbers that are showing, from the shooter's perspective, the pop-up damage numbers. So that is a 15 shots to a kill. So yeah, considerably longer. We can take triple the number of shots with no armor, and 67% more shots versus the Overeaters plus Lone Wanderer effect. Okay, so the next part of the test, we still have no defensive perks, and we are using a full set of Vanguard's Secret Service. It's all 1 star, so we don't have any other effects in there to muddy the waters. So you can see our resistance is all the way up to 502, and I'm curious to see what difference this makes, if anything. I don't know that it'll make any difference at all, but let's find out. All right, so the last part of the test, it was 15 shots to a kill. Let's see how this goes. So far, it looks very similar. Yeah, it's exactly the same. That is 14 shots to a down, 15 shots to a kill. So in this particular instance, Vanguard made 0 difference. All right, so now we have a full set of Overeater Secret Service. Again, it's all 1 star. We don't want to muddy the waters with any other effects, and I have no defensive perks still. So let's see what Overeaters does versus if it's any kind of difference at all. I'm assuming it will be, but we'll find out for sure right now. All right, so we are trying to improve on our 15-shot survivability. And so far... Okay, well, there's 15 shots right there, and we have quite a bit of life left. Well, not quite a bit, but we do have a decent amount. So yeah, this is definitely making a difference. It's an improvement over Vanguard's. So that is 22 shots. So that was significantly, almost 50% more shots that we can take with Overeaters versus the regular Secret Service or Vanguard. Yeah, my original plan was to actually end the test after the Overeaters, but because it was so much of a difference, just for fun, I've decided to add Lone Wanderer on top of the Overeater set. I realize that most people probably run on a team, so Lone Wanderer doesn't get used a lot. I know I actually use it on this character, but generally most of my characters are team characters. So Lone Wanderer doesn't come into play, but just for entertainment, I want to know if we stack this on top of Overeaters, what this does to survivability. All right, this character, this gun we're using actually has a drum magazine, so that's 30 shots. Let's see if we have to even have reload. Maybe we'll have to reload for the first time during one of the tests. But yeah, here we go. Firing as fast as we can pull the trigger. I reloaded. Okay, that was 17 shots. I shouldn't have reloaded, but that was 17 shots. That was a reflex reload right there. So there's down. So that is that was 12 shots. So it took 29 shots to down. So that was a wow, that's a lot. 29 shots we could take before we go down. So that's a huge wow, that adds a lot of survivability, the Overeaters plus the Lone Wanderer. All right, there you go. I think at this point we kind of get the idea how effective damage reduction can be. Versus damage resistance, obviously you don't want to have no resistance unless you're playing a berserker. It's nice that you can actually combine resistance and reduction. What did actually surprise me about this is how Vanguard didn't do anything at all. Now, obviously, if we had more damage incoming, obviously it would. And unfortunately, I don't have any reasonable way to test that since there is a damage cap on PvP, and that's the only way I can get reliable results. It's I can't really test how much damage needs to come in before Vanguard actually does something. And of course, that's on Secret Service. So, if you had something like light leather armor or armor that had much less normal resistance, then Vanguard would obviously be a lot more effective. But anyway, did anything about this test surprise you other than Vanguard surprised me? So yeah, I'd like to hear in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoyed this. If you did, please hit one of the buttons down below, and I hope you join me in the next one. Thank you very much.